Welcome everyone to our class. Today in our class we will continue the chapter Extrinsic process and result in landform. So before starting I want to say please subscribe my channel. Okay, so let's start. Here we will in our last class we discussed about the upper course and middle course of the river and their resulting landform. Today in our class we will discuss about the lower course. Okay, so here lower course there the river also in the lower course because of the huge amount of the materials deposited eroded materials with them, and there is also the huge presence of water, but because of the loads the river can only flow very slowly and meet with the oceans, and they make different type of oceans or seas, and they make different type of landform. Like number one, this is the estuary. How the estuary form? In the lower course of a river near the sea, sometimes the river mouth has been connections to the open sea. Okay, and if there is any strong you can say current of the river flow into the sea in one continuous area or strait. Okay, so the sediments in that time, the river which is which a lot of the sediments that is carried are washed away by the tidal wave into the open sea. Okay, so that time the clear river mouth with the funnel like shape remain free the sediment, that is known as estuary. This is the opposite of the delta. Okay, what I told you here you have to remember, due to the strong current all the sediments washed away into the open sea. That time they make a funnel like shaped shaped the sediment free mouth of the river, that is known as estuary. One example you have to remember, river Mandavi in India has an estuary in its mouth in the Arabian Sea. Major estuaries in India occur in Bay of Bengal. Next one is delta. This is very important. It is the lower course of the river. The slope of the land decrease. Okay, so that causes the river become like sluggish, and the huge load, the materials that carrying capacity of the river also decreases, and when they are very near to the sea. So most of the land carried by the river is ultimately deposited into the sea or into which it flow. Not only sea, many rivers flow into the any other rivers or the any oceans or any lake. Okay, so in that area near that area, so the deposition sometime build up a fan shaped alluvial cone which look like a Greek letter delta. Okay, the triangle shape delta on its mouth, and it is called a delta. As depositions goes on the river mouth, the river is forced to divide it into the several channels. In our next page you can see the picture of a delta. You can see one river divided into the several channels, and which is due to the depositional work, which is also repeatedly they are divided. All these channels are distributaries. As an example, you can see the Ganga Brahmaputra delta is the largest delta in the world. Okay, you can see the delta here, different kind of delta. First one is estuary. As you see that this is the funnel shape, this one also. So these two are the example or the picture of estuaries, and the last three pictures, these are the example of delta. You can see one main river divided into the many channels here. So these are the delta, and all are the triangle in shape, so that's why this is called delta. And now delta also divided into the three categories, depends on their shape. Number 1 is estuary delta. What is that? It is look like a triangular like delta, letter delta of the Greek alphabet delta. Ganga Brahmaputra river and delta of Nile river are the example of this kind of delta. This type of delta have another name, estuary delta, triangle fan shaped estuary delta. Next one, most important, bird food delta. The delta of the Mississippi river is this bird food delta. The delta look like a bird fruits with the several main branches which is extending into the sea like a foot of the bird. Okay, so the other name of this bird food delta is digit delta. Okay, next one is Casper Delta. Casper Delta is formed when a river drops sediment onto a straight shoreline with the strong wave. Okay, and formed by the accretions and progradations of the sand, and single they extends outward in a tooth-like projections of their mouth. This is called Casper Delta. As an example, you can say the delta of Ebro of Spain is examples of Casper Delta. Okay, you can see the pictures of first one is the total delta region. This picture is estuary delta. You can see the totally triangle in shape. Next one is bird food delta, just look like a bird's food, and the last one is Casper Delta. Okay, see the picture and please practice this picture. Okay, drawing. Next one, what the condition needed for the delta formations, like there should be active vertical or lateral corrections in the upper course of the river for providing the extremely supply of sediment for the delta formations. For delta formations, the regions need the huge amount of loads, huge amount of sediments. Okay, the coast should be tideless and sheltered. Okay, the rate of the removals of load to the sea should be less than the rate of the depositional sediments at the mouth of the river. The sea adjoining the delta should be shallow, as the easy washing away of the sediment is not possible. Okay, the river should have large number of tributaries for the easy supply of loads, sediments or materials. Okay, the river should be long enough to bring the large amount of the loads of the mouth. Okay, there should be no strong current at the river mouth to wash away the sediment. Okay, the slope of the coastal area should be so gentle that it enables river to become the sluggish and deposit sediment, and there should be minimum mixings of fresh water for other sources at the river mouth. Saline water of the sea help in delta formation. So these are the main conditions for the formations of delta. I hope all of you understood. So these are the main things which is the landform which is created in the lower course of the river. So this is all about river. I hope all of you understood. If there have any queries, any problem, please let me know in comment below. And if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe my channel. Thank you.